artist here in Charlottesville. And some people want to know, what is a public artist? Well, a public artist is someone who just has to be ready to benefit the community with some kind of art form, whether it be painting or music. And in this case, I'm here in the Lighthouse Studio, where a wonderful thing happens every year. They have students that come here, and I've seen their fundraising events. It's amazing. The students can just somehow come up with a whole film to entertain people to benefit their learning. And I am so excited to be here. I just came in, and I am going to set up my easel so that I can just be ready as a public artist. Now, an easel that's portable has its glitches. Almost everybody uses an easel like this who is a caricaturist. And the reason is it's very lightweight. It has these wonderful screws that just screw together. And basically, once you get the whole thing together, you're ready. You're ready anywhere. And that's all I need. It has a little drawer, and it has a place for my colors. And so now, all I have to do is get my paper, which I can wear on my back, and put my paper right on here and get ready to do a drawing of anything I choose. Now, an artist, when they do public art, sometimes they're working with a team of people. Sometimes they're working with individuals who are doing a project, and sometimes they do their own project. And a lot of times, an artist is actually an inventor, and an artist has to think a lot. And so when they think a lot, they come up with ideas. So, okay, let's begin. Oh my goodness, everybody, now you see, here we are, Deanna Gould. Oh my goodness, everybody, isn't this wonderful? So can I do your caricature?
Absolutely.
This will be great.
Right.
So tell me, you know, here we are in Charlottesville, and I have to say, Charlottesville, for me, you know, has been fabulous for people who are very dedicated and committed to doing a project that has to do with the rest of the community somehow. And here you are, for instance, you know, I'm doing this also for the free clinic. And the free clinic, what it does is it benefits the employees who have employers who have employees, and it's that they don't have enough health insurance to cover everything. So they can only go to the emergency room, and so then that's a problem. So the business owners have elected to donate money as well to the free clinic. So for 10 years they've been in existence, and it's been helping the whole community. And here, the Lighthouse is doing the same thing. Okay, you have to tell me about what you do for the community, how you somehow get these children to do things you do. Okay, can you tell me the...
Yes, I'd love to tell you. We do things for the community in two ways. Because we have filmmakers here at our studio, we make films for different nonprofit organizations from time to time. So this past year we did one for the UNICEF TAP project. And then in addition to that, the other side of making a film for an organization that can promote what they do and get word out to the community is that we also work with other nonprofits, young people, and incorporate them into the filmmaking process. So
they actually, all right, a person comes in to begin with. How did they, first of all, how did they know about you? How long have you been around?
We've been around for 11 years. I know, it
started
as a very small idea 11 years ago with 6 students. Okay. And it's grown over the years, and we now offer 32 programs and
my
have
goodness.
about 330 slots for young people to take filmmaking. And we find that a lot of people learn about us through word of mouth, through their friends.
Is that in school or?
We go to schools as well, and we talk to the students and we show them our work.
Oh.
So that's another way, certainly, that we get the word out. So it's obviously we have all those things like website and Facebook and social media uses.
Now the students themselves, once they step in the door or whatever, first of all, they get excited, they want to like to come to the Lighthouse.
Right.
Do they have to pay a fee or whatever?
It depends on the workshop. We have our tuition for the summer workshops, where those are full day courses for 1 to 2 weeks. Each course lasts that long. Those are usually tuition based, although we do offer a few scholarships to those programs. But when we get into the fall and spring time, we go into different types of workshops. And we do things like going over to various public housing areas.
Oh.
We have a Keep It Real program where we work with students there in their environment.
Oh my goodness.
And so it varies.
That's incorporating the whole community.
Exactly.
It's like my dream is to somehow have everybody together. Like, we kind of isolate people. We put people in the ASPCA over there, and then the
Right.
schools are over there, and then the nursing homes are over there.
Yeah.
And I feel like when we can sort of bring everybody
Connect.
together, it makes more sense because everybody has their own talent, their own what they give. The dogs
Exactly.
give us love and different love, and the children impart their talents in terms of, imagination. And
Creativity.
the elderly have that experience, It's like, so that's so great. That's something I've always loved
Right.
about it. So now
No, definitely.
I'm doing this caricature.
Right?
And I am trying to make your nuances.
Oh.
So I need to know what yourself, personally, besides loving this, I could say, work, do you have any activities that you like? Do you like hike or something? What do you do?
Oh, I love travel. Love to travel. And I've lived in various places around the world. And then I enjoy, I love art and photography. I'm not an artist myself, but I do appreciate art and enjoy collecting up to a point. And I've been in filmmaking for 20 plus years, and it's truly a passion.
In Charlottesville.
So.
Oh my goodness. Now, you also, I guess, enjoy being in Charlottesville.
Absolutely.
So now, what is it that you love about Charlottesville, do you think?
I
What
think
stands out first thing in your mind?
Well, it's going back to community. It's the people who are here make this place. And I moved here from London about 7 years ago. And when I came, I didn't think I would know many people, and I thought it would probably feel very small. And within a short period of time, I met a lot of people and I just was constantly surprised, and still to this day, I'm surprised at the interesting people that I meet. And it's just so much fun. I'm going to a party, you just never know, there's so much crossover and so many interesting people who've done so many different things. So I think that's a big surprise here, and I
And
really
it's
enjoy
also that you have so much to impart. I mean, that people are excited to have you. So it works both ways. It's like, here you are with all this experience, and you're in Charlottesville. And then,
Right.
what is Charlottesville? For you and I came from New York City, and
Right.
I'm in Charlottesville now 4 years. It's the same experience. I've, discovered all these wonderful things that Charlottesville has for me, and then people discovered that I'm for them, like I have something. And I guess because it's kind of a new-ish, it's always new, because it's a university town, right?
Right.
So,
It definitely.
new students, new
Yes.
season, new
Learning.
everything.
I think it's always, there is that energy, that idea of learning.
So,
and growing.
Besides traveling, do you do any yoga or something like that?
I do participate in yoga. It's one of my favorite things. And I work out as well. I enjoy going to the gym. And running I don't love, but I do it on a pretty day especially. It's not my favorite, but you know, I fit that in occasionally.
So...
And then the only other thing I should mention, I have 3 boys and my husband, which are fantastic as well. So of course I have to say they keep me busy and are very important to me as well.
Oh my goodness. You know what? I forgot to put my hat on. Let me see. Oh, and do you know why an artist wears a hat?
I have no idea.
Because they have to sort of focus and get the glare out. And so, for instance, Van Gogh or somebody would be out in the field outside and they can't really see as well unless they get the shade away from their eyes. And I'm looking at your eyes right now. You have like beautiful eyes. You have like yellowish, amber. What color are your eyes, do you think?
I think they're between brown and green. They sort of
goodness.
change depending on what I'm wearing. I'm sure you hear that a lot.
Yeah, people have that, but yeah, your eyes are really glowing, so to speak, and that's very beautiful. Okay, so now, the other thing I like to ask people is when they are in Charlottesville and they think about, oh gosh, 3 boys. So now, do your boys also, are they involved with any activities? I'm getting your nuances, and I have to put all these things in now. I'm like, 3 boys.
We have a football player, a soccer player, and
my
11-year-old twins and a 7-year-old.
Oh, nice.
And the 7-year-old is doing both, soccer and flag football. So that's the fall schedule anyway. It changes every semester, so every season.
So now, what other activities or places do you enjoy in terms of like event places or whatever? Do you guys frequent the Paramount or whatever, or do you have a favorite something?
We definitely enjoy theater, Paramount and live arts, and going out. I mean, I think probably one of my favorite things is going out to other people's houses for dinner and just having, you know, dinners with friends.
Okay. So now, I pretty much have a lot of things and nuances. I'd like to know a little bit more about the Lighthouse.
Okay.
So, a typical student that comes in here, how long do they actually, before they, you know, can do something on their own, or at least, you know, do a film? What's the process and how long does that take?
Well, we have students, just as an example, we have an introduction filmmaking class in the summer. It's 1 week long, about 6 hours every day. And those students, within that 1 week that they're here, they make 2 films. Their first film is very basic, filming something small in a park, but then their final film that they walk away with is a story that they've created or something that they're interested in. They do divide up in groups. But they actually, young people today are starting so early. They have flip cameras at home and they're learning to edit. And so they're already in tune with the equipment.
Oh, that's so
great. Yeah, a lot of what you're bringing out their creativity and teaching storytelling. And the nice thing when any of our students walk away with a product, it's tangible and it gives them a sense of accomplishment and pride. And that's what we like the most, is that feeling that you get from creating a film, something you can share with friends and family.
It's an experience that, you know, I went through many years of school, but that it's always that when you get ready for a show, you know, it all comes together. You have to be very committed and serious. You can't have wild ideas. You have to do the show. So you have to hone in, and the process of that for the children is very important. It's a very, I think, like an extraordinary learning thing. How are you going to think through something that has a deadline and something that has to be put in a frame or whatever?
Have a beginning and end and tell the story.
It's hard for an adult, but for a child to be able to process that at an early age, it must be incredible for you to see that.
It is incredible.
You just tell them, go ahead, and then you go like, inside you say, oh my goodness.
Well, we do have mentors here, so there is some guidance to help them get, to where they go, but their basic ideas are there. There are things that they want to do in terms of creating a story, so it comes from them, and it's amazing, what we have come out at the end, and they're all different. Plus, our workshops vary from animation to narrative and documentary, so we get a nice variety of film genres too, which is good.
So this is really interesting to me, that you can raise children, first of all, and have a real life, and then be so wonderful to be able to come and work and to do all these things. And I've had experiences with families, people who have jobs and who have to do all these responsible things. And I'm always wondering how people juggle. Like, do you just do it from day to day, or do you actually have some secret that you can impart for all the viewers on your success?
I wish I had a secret. I feel like it's day to day, but I think the one thing that probably keeps you going is when you love what you're doing. And I think my philosophy is that at home I'm better if I'm happy doing something for myself, and I consider this for myself because I get as much from this as the students get from coming here, and so I think I'm actually at the end of the day a better person for my children and family, but I won't say that things don't fall through the cracks, So from a busy standpoint, there are some very busy times, but
now,
it's good.
What does your husband do?
He has his own financial advisory business.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna make him. And what color hair does he have?
Brown.
Brown. I was thinking that. I don't know why sometimes that happens. Now, do
Get
you
the
have
right
any dogs or cats?
2 dogs.
What kind of dog?
A toy poodle. It was supposed to be a miniature, but never grew beyond 7 pounds, and then a Bichon.
And so the toy poodle has ears that go like this or like that?
He has ears that flop down, soft.
Okay. I got it.
He's apricot color.
Okay. Oh, thank you. And also, okay. So now, do you have a favorite color?
Purple.
Purple. Put a lot of that in there. And what I like to ask people also while I'm doing these caricatures, usually outside, but since I'm inside today in the studio, I'd like to ask you a little bit more about your experiences with the children as they come into this studio.
Okay.
It is, I guess, a large room, and I took a lot of the tables away to put this here,
Right.
even though you were a surprise guest. And usually the tables are ready for, how many people do you accommodate at a time or something? Like you have
Right.
a lot of computers here, I see. And
Most of our workshops that are held here, there are around 10 to 12 students. We have had some workshops where we take up to 20. But what happens with filming is that all of the filming classes, with the exception of animation, the filming actually takes place outside of this space. So what happens here is the planning and the editing on the computers. But once the students have formed their groups and have their plan, they oftentimes are going outside of this facility for filming,
okay.
Especially if they're doing documentary or something like that. Animation is there's a lot of energy in here. So we had 4 different teams, and they were all here in their little groups with their clay figures and/or pencil animation drawings and working away. And it's fun to be in this space when they're all here like that. But it does depend on which class it is.
Do you sometimes wish that this space was different or bigger? Do you have any ideas about that?
I would love to have a bigger space. I think it feels a little cozy here sometimes, so it would be nice eventually to have that.
Do you have to have fundraising for keeping this facility? Like, how does this sustain itself?
We do have fundraising. We have our youth film festivals held every year. It's coming up on September 10th this year on Friday. So I hope you can come.
Wait. It's the most awesome thing in the world.
It is.
It is.
It's a great chance because the students get to show their work and people have fun, and I think they leave feeling surprised. Oftentimes they're just so amazed at the work that comes out. So that's coming up very soon.
And that's
our
at the EXEC building, which is a condemned-ish building, but they preserved it so that we could do it.
Yeah.
And have functions, right?
It's perfect for this kind of thing.
It's so creative.
Kids can run around and adults can be free to talk, and it feels very open and creative, I think, with the graffiti on the walls, and I love that space.
It lets the community right in, literally.
Exactly.
It's got the windows.
It does. They can definitely get in, exactly.
It's so great.
So.
You feel as though you're in Charlottesville.
Yeah.
So.
No, you do. And our fundraising goes on throughout the year with individuals and corporations and grants, and
so now
there
that's
are many ways that we
September 10th.
Right, September 10th.
6:30.
6:30, reception starts, 8 o'clock the show. Show ends around 9.
And
Maybe a little longer this year because we have so many films that we're wanting to
really?
show. We can't show everything, so we have to, basically we'll be choosing a variety, and a lot of those films go on to national festivals we submit them to. So
yay, Charlottesville.
it's a good time to come and see them.
Cheer them on before they go and become famous.
Right.
So now, okay, so the main way people could contribute to the Lighthouse would be going to this?
Certainly.
Fundraiser.
This is our largest fundraiser.
The largest fundraiser. So everybody has to come out. Everybody, everywhere.
Absolutely.
And that will help you a lot, and it's worth it. It's worth every penny that I've ever spent to contribute, but also the event is so fun. Are you going to have the photography thing again where people can go in a booth?
We're not having that photo booth this year. We will have a photographer there taking photos, but unfortunately we actually couldn't get him this year. So next year we'll have him back.
Okay. But it's
James
that you come in and you socialize. You see all people just being very happy. You have a wonderful, it's just a wonderful event. And then all of a sudden we get treated to all this wonderful art. You know, these films that you guys put together are incredible, and so you leave there as though you went to 1,000 museums, you know, because all the creative things that happen.
We will introduce the filmmakers at the end too, and that's something the audience has always enjoyed, seeing the students who've made the films. So.
Well, we're going to have to wrap this up real soon, and I just want to say thank you so much for having me just walk in the door and just letting me explore this wonderful studio, but then you being so generous to come and let me do your caricature.
Oh, thank you.
So I will show you the caricature now as it is sort of completed, and there you are.
Oh, that's
sort
wonderful. Thank you.
And I put your dog in there and your kids or whatever, and so we hope that maybe in 6 months or so with the new season that maybe you'll be able to tell us some more about the Lighthouse.
I'd love to.
And so we'd love to have you back as a guest on A Day, a Minute with Robin Hoffman.
Absolutely. I'd love to come back.
It was wonderful to meet with you today and to be able to see the insides of what goes on in the Lighthouse finally.
Well, thank you for coming.
And thank you. Thank you so much for being here, and that's a wrap.